Have you been thinking about making the move to North Phoenix, Arizona? Well, in today's video, I'm going over some pros and cons you definitely need to consider before making the move to the north suburbs. If that's something that you're interested in, go ahead and keep on watching. Okay, hopping right into it, we're gonna start off with a pro because I like to start these videos off on a positive note, but in all honesty, there's not tons of cons, in my personal opinion, about living in North Phoenix. There is one bigger con that I'm gonna save for the end of this video, so make sure you stick along for that. But let's start off with the pro, and that number one pro is going to be location, location, location. I think that this North Phoenix area, and I'm gonna actually pop that up on a map so you guys can see exactly where I'm talking about, because Phoenix is massive and you could be at about a 45-minute spread from the very bottom to the very top of Phoenix. So I wanna specify this is North Phoenix. We're not talking about the city, we're talking about very suburban life here. So location in regards to that is you're close to so much stuff, which if you guys are new to this channel, that is one of my number one personal things. If you're not new to this channel, you already know my feelings about being close to things that I want to be close to. So a couple things that you're close to in this North Phoenix area is going to be one, Lake Pleasant. If you guys like to go out and boat and hang out by the water, especially when it starts getting super hot out here, you guys just want to have a boat day, especially like as the sun comes down, it's super beautiful and nice out. You're about 30 minutes, give or take, from anywhere in that North Phoenix area. Like I said, I'll put up a map so you guys can see exactly where I'm talking about. You're about 30 minutes from that. You're about 15 minutes away from the Anthem Outlet Mall. So that is going to be any outlet mall, right? Where you have tons and tons of shops, which I absolutely love. I have been there a few times. It is a little bit further out for me personally. I live about that is maybe 45 minutes out from where I live, but I am a native and I have been in that area many times, of course. You're also going to be about an hour and a half to 2 hours from Flagstaff. Flagstaff is one of my favorite places that I've gone many times growing up. If you guys have ever been to Flagstaff, comment down below and let me know. But it's kind of like, or maybe I always compare it to Denver because I also lived in Denver. It's like a mini college town Denver. So you have these beautiful pine trees, perfect weather, cabins, small town feel. If you're looking for that, like I said, it's about an hour and a half to 2 hours away, and that's perfect when you're trying to get away from this summer heat, which at this point we're finally cooling down, so I'm super excited for that, and that'll be kind of a topic of discussion also when it comes to living in North Phoenix. But going back to location, we're also going to be, like I said, about 30 minutes from certain parts of Phoenix, we'll say. So depending on where in Phoenix you work, North Phoenix might be a really great location for you because it's about 30 minutes away, and it's 30 minutes of not as much traffic as, say, if you lived in Buckeye or if you lived in some of the other areas that I've mentioned on this channel before. Another location that you're super close to is just shops in general. So some of those shops are just going to be like your basic everyday needs, like myself. So you're going to have a Target near you, you're going to have Starbucks, you're going to have movie theaters, grocery stores, Ulta, Home Goods, TJ Maxx, Lowe's, things along those lines. You're not far from any of that stuff, depending on, of course, where in this like North Phoenix area, but pretty much every single area in there is going to have some sort of access to quick shopping, which is mandatory for me. You guys let me know what you think. That's another one. Another big thing is pretty much everything is along the I-17. I-17 is a major freeway here in Arizona that's going to take you all the way up north and all the way down to the main portion of Phoenix. So lots of people that do work in the city of Phoenix love to live in like Norterra and just kind of like off that Happy Valley. Like I said, pop up another map so you guys can see again exactly where we're talking about. There's also tons of hiking in this area, so you're pretty much surrounded by mountains, and it's actually a very beautiful view compared to some of the parts maybe in the West Valley. Granted, I live in the West Valley, so I'll tell you firsthand, we do have some pretty views, but you are really surrounded by mountains on both sides of you in that North Phoenix area, so that's really cool. You're also going to be close to probably any space that you need to work with if you're working along the I-17. If you need to get to Gilbert or Chandler, you're gonna be about 45 minutes away. If you're gonna need to get to Goodyear, Avondale, you're about 30 minutes away. And you're kind of going along the edges of not as much traffic. So you always wanna try and avoid the 10. The 10 is a nightmare. So I travel on the 10 very, very often because one, my job is to drive a lot, right? So I go kind of all across the valley, all the way to the west, all the way to the east, and all the way to the north. But point being, not everyone's like that. So if you are looking for something where you can avoid a lot of traffic, and this is what we go over in our Zoom calls, if you're interested in hopping on a call with me, my number and email are popping up, but we dive a little bit deeper into kind of what you're looking for in regards to how far away you want to be from stuff, what do you want in your area, and making sure that when you pick North Phoenix, it actually fits what you're looking for and your lifestyle that you're wanting to, have. So that's one of the things that we talk about in our Zoom calls. But point being, location, amazing, but there's a big con that comes with having an amazing location. I'll save that. Next big pro, in my personal opinion, you guys can let me know down below, is you have tons of different home options. So whether you're looking for an old home, a new home, a ranch style, acreage, horse property, whatever, custom, small, big, condo, townhome, single family home, literally everything is available in this North Phoenix area. As long as you can, of course, make the price point work. Like I said, we're gonna talk about that in the end of this video, but you have lots of different options, and of course people love that. So whether you're looking for a home that's 400,000 that you don't mind doing a little bit of work to, that might be a really good option for you as well, versus if you're looking for a brand new build that's super big and luxurious, you're gonna be looking at 1.1, 1.2 and on from there, of course. So depending on what you're looking for, they definitely have it there, which is really nice. The condos, townhomes, things along those lines are starting right around that 400 price point, and they do have single family homes at that, but like I said, you're gonna have to do a little bit of work to it or not mind having a little bit of an older home. At the end of the day, just like when I picked my own personal home, the biggest thing for me was location. I had to have the perfect location because of what I do for work, and also my family does live here, so I wanted to be close to everyone in my family just in case I need to get over there and help anyone, and vice versa. So that was really important to me. If you don't have family here or you don't have anything specific that's tying you to a certain location, there's definitely gonna be better options in regards to bang for your buck. But if you haven't seen my videos in the past, make sure you check that out. Once we're done with this, I have a whole neighborhood city tour playlist that you guys can watch, and I'll link that at the end so you guys can see if there's other options for you. North Peoria would be a really good option if you're looking into being in North Phoenix, because they're pretty similar in a lot of different ways. But point being, there's lots of options when it comes to living in North Phoenix. You just have to make sure that it's gonna work for you, your family, and kind of what your needs are. Again, that's what we go over in our Zoom calls. We really dive into those, and they're usually like a minimum of an hour and a half long. And I know that might sound excessive, but I want you guys to feel really confident in your move here. And a lot of the times, the presentation doesn't take an hour and a half long, but we get to chatting. You guys have lots of questions, and that is what I'm here for, a major resource to just make sure you guys make the right decision. I am a native, so I've been to a lot of these areas, and it is a hard decision, especially some of my clients have never even been here before, which is absolutely insane. And I am in awe of those people, and I feel very grateful to be able to be a resource for people like that, because again, they're fully trusting in me, and I don't take that for granted at all. But again, lots of different options when it comes to different housing types that you're looking for, even if you're looking for a lock and leave because this is your second home, or maybe this is your retirement spot. You don't need a lot of space, or maybe you're just a single person and you work downtown and you want quick access to hiking, you want quick access to Lake Pleasant and things along those lines, but majority of the time you're not home anyway, so you don't want a lot of space. There's definitely options for you depending on your lifestyle. Okay, and then the first bigger con, I would say, is going to be, drum roll, I know this is a crazy one when it comes to talking about Phoenix, but it is going to be the weather. It is hot here during the summer. So I wanted to talk a little bit to you guys about the weather and what to expect in all reality. Like, I'm not gonna sugarcoat this at all because I want you to move here and of course love it. I was on my Instagram the other day and I put a little poll up so that some of my past clients who have been spending their first summer here in Arizona could vote on this. And the poll was, would you move back to your home state now experiencing your first summer here in Arizona? No one said that they would move back. So I think a lot of the clients do know when they're moving here what to expect, but I still want to make it very, very clear. It is hot here during the summer. This summer wasn't as bad as the last summer. Thank you. We didn't hit anything above like 115, or maybe it was 117, but again, anything after 115, it's hot. So like, I don't even really notice the difference after that, but we didn't get as hot as we did last summer, which I'm very, very grateful for, but it is still really hot. June and July are gonna be your hottest months. Now we're heading into August, so I am very, very grateful for it to start cooling down, right? We're probably looking anywhere between 105 to 110 on average this month. And again, September, we're probably gonna be anywhere probably really close to that 100 to 105, and cooling down significantly here during the afternoons. And then coming into October is finally when it's going to start cooling down. You're still gonna be in the high 90s, low hundreds, depending on, you know, how hot that October is going to be that year. Like I said, this summer has been a lot more chill than last summer. But heading into October, it does start to get cooler. You're gonna see 80, 85 during the night times, and even going into like heading around Halloween time is typically when you're gonna see it even cooler. And my birthday is in October, at the end of October. So I always remember that because that's like my favorite time of the year. And obviously that's like spooky season and fall time. I love it. I'm already basically, this is what you'll learn about Arizona people. We're crazy and we just are so excited for the fall time, and we are delusional. So we'll start putting our fall decorations up in like end of August. I'm going to Disneyland here in the next couple weeks, but once I get back from Disney, I am decorating this entire house fully decked out with pumpkins and all that. I don't care if I'm delusional, but it makes me happy and it gets me excited for the summer heat to be over with. Heading into kind of that fall season, it is absolutely beautiful here. Average probably around 75, give or take, and way cooler in the afternoons, probably around 60, 65. And heading into the winter time, we really don't have a winter, I say we only have fall and summer because it's either hot or it's perfect. There's no in between really for us. There's not like a super cold weather, and there's not like, I don't know. You guys tell me if you've ever been here before, you understand what I'm trying to say, but basically it's either hot or it's perfect. We have really hot weather probably 4 to 5-ish, 6 months out of the year. And again, depending on where you're coming from, I'm a native, so I'm dramatic. And that's what you'll also learn about Arizona natives, is that we are dramatic when it comes to the weather. If you're coming from Denver or you're coming from a snowy state or a humid state, I have a couple moving from Jersey in like a month or so. And they are so excited because I heard them on the phone. He was on speaker. He said it's 80 degrees, but it's 80% humidity. And I was like, that sounds horrifying. So let me know what state you guys are coming from, and do you prefer the super, super hot dry heat over the super humidity? Like, I notice it's humid when it's like 5% humidity, so I've never been anywhere where it's 80% humidity except for like when it's raining maybe, and I don't even know because I don't check that kind of stuff. But it is really crazy to even imagine how nasty, grimy it would be at 80% humidity when I'm already complaining at like 5% here. But again, you guys let me know down in the comments below. Going again, overall, summer, hot, everything else, super beautiful, tons and tons of sunshine. That was another thing that a lot of my clients from out of state have told me, is like they're so tired of this like gloomy weather that they have in their state. And granted, most people are probably loving their state right now because it's actually perfect weather, it's not as gloomy. But in the next month, 2 months, they are already prepping for the drear again, and they're really excited to get out here to Arizona, where we have, I joke and say we have 360 days of sunshine because it's seriously bright every single day. Like, there's barely clouds in the sky here. So if you're looking forward to that, let me know. But heading on to the next Pro. Okay, next pro, like I mentioned earlier, there's not as much traffic, and the reason is because you're far away from the I-10. The I-10 is a nightmare. I live right next to the I-10. I'm about 5 minutes away from it. It, of course, gets me from the West Valley all the way to the East Valley, but if you do not have to be by it, I would 100% suggest not being by it because it is very heavily trafficked. So I-10 is going to spread all the way from California to Florida, tons of diesels, tons of people commuting all across the valley on it. So it does get pretty packed, right? We want to avoid that if we can. And so North Phoenix and the suburbs up there are just absolutely beautiful. Way less traffic. The 17 does get backed up a little bit just because they are doing a lot of construction on that right now. They're trying to widen the freeways all the way up to Flagstaff. So it is going to, of course, again, lessen the traffic up there, but there's really not much traffic in general up there. Once you get closer to kind of like the 101 and 17, when you're getting kind of like into the more popular spots, I wouldn't even necessarily consider that North Phoenix. I guess it is North Phoenix, but I'm talking about like suburbs, like I said, Norterra and kind of like that Happy Valley Parkway, and in between Norterra and like Anthem area. So it's a lot less busy, and I love that about it. If you can handle the price point, which is our next con. That is a big con, right? So average price point in that North Phoenix area is going to be sitting right around $580. $580 is quite pricey compared to, let's say, Buckeye, where the average price point is going to be closer to like the $430 range, and even Goodyear, where you're thinking like $480 probably in the Goodyear area. Granted, Goodyear is pretty large. Depends on what you guys think. If you are totally cool with paying $580 and above, and that's the perfect area for you based off of what you guys like to do and location. Again, going back to the very beginning of this video where, you know, you're gonna pay for that prime location where you're close to everything. You're closer to the mountains, you're closer to Lake Pleasant, things along those lines. You have beautiful mountain views around you. Those type of things really do affect the pricing. So if you're looking to be close to all of those things, you're gonna pay a little bit of a higher price point. Granted, like I said, they have homes that start at $400, but you're looking at an older home. You're looking like 1997, definitely needs to be redone on the inside, versus you have homes that are brand new builds that are gonna be probably closer to 1.1 million. Granted, those are like 3,000 square foot homes, so those are pretty big. My mom is also a realtor, as you guys probably know if you've been on this channel before, and she does have a listing in that kind of Norterra, North Phoenix area. It needs to be pretty much completely renovated on the inside, but it is a big house, 3 bedrooms with a loft. And the reason why I'm saying this is tell you guys an idea of the pricing. It has a pool. It's in a very prime location of that North Phoenix area, not too far away from shopping. And it's priced at $585, I believe. So things like that where it does need a little bit of work on the inside. The outside looks great, backyard's beautiful, but $585 for having to do some work can be a little bit expensive for certain people. But if you're just looking to get in there, like I said, location was most important for me when I bought my home. It was not renovated at all on the inside, but I much rather have my ideal location because I know I can put some sweat equity into it. If you don't have a lot of leftover money and you don't want to live in a home where you have to do work in, that's totally understandable and respectable. Being somewhere where the average price point is a little bit lower will probably help you in regards to that, where Goodyear has homes that are brand new builds for $450. Goodyear, I mean, there's even some for $415, right? Depending on what you're looking for, of course. But all of this to say, the price could be a con for you guys. They do have some townhomes though, however, for right around $450 that are brand new. If you guys want me to do tours on that, I definitely will. I want to start heading more and more north. So if you guys have any areas that you want me to tour specifically, I can definitely do that for you. I'm thinking about as soon as it cools off, guys, it is so hot out here. My camera barely even works when it's this hot. But I want to do some driving tours in that area. I know you guys love those type of videos. So anyways, that is going to be the pros and cons of living in North Phoenix. If you have more questions, feel free to leave those in the comments down below and I will get back to you guys ASAP. I'm pretty good at responding to majority of the comments. I love hearing from you guys. And then also if you're interested in reaching out and having that Zoom call where you have my one-on-one attention and we can go way more into detail, my number and email are popping up. I also have my relocation guide down below in the description. I also have a link where you guys can just set up an appointment right then and there and you don't even have to reach out to me first. Totally up to you guys on what you're looking for, but tons and tons of information on this channel, so don't forget to subscribe. I post videos every Monday at 5 p.m. So until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye.